If you're like me and you grew up eating and enjoying coconut cookies, I have good news for you. Today, I am going to show you how to make the perfect creamy, yummy coconut cookies with basic ingredients that you probably have already. And these cookies remind me so much of the one we ate growing up, that famous coconut cookies. But I'm here to tell you that these ones are so creamy, taste so good. And let me tell you, once you start making these cookies, you're going to be hooked. My name is Rafiat and thank you for clicking to watch this video. You're in the right place. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to grate some coconuts. Please note that I have already peeled the back of the coconut and I'm just using a grater to grate them into smaller pieces like this. If you can use a food processor to do this, that's fine. But I wasn't making such a large quantity, so I decided to use my hand grater to do this, since at the end of the day I am going to be getting the same result after all. And also, if you have already dried desiccated coconuts, you can use that as well. But of course, I'm showing you how to do this from scratch, which means that it makes sense for me to do mine from scratch, like crack the coconuts, cut the coconuts, just do everything from scratch. So this is what we have at the end of the day after the grating. This is how the coconut looks. The next thing I'm going to do would be to, as much as possible, dry the coconut. I'm not using any fancy equipment here. You can use a dehydrator, you can use an oven to do this at very low temperature, but I am using my frying pan. I'm not doing anything fancy, just I added the coconut to the pan. Please note that the pan is dry, okay? You don't want to add any oil, water, or anything like that. And let me mention this one at this point. So please, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, what did I do now? Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? And please go through my channel. I have so many beautiful videos, so many beautiful recipes that I'm sure you're going to love. And please do give me thumbs up, like this video, share this video, and all the good things, okay? Thank you. So this is how the coconuts they look after stirring them for about 15 minutes on medium heat. They are dry at this point. So this is what I was trying to say. If you can buy already dried shredded coconuts or desiccated coconuts, that's fine. You skip this step if you have that one already. But since I don't have that, I made mine in the comfort of my home. So the next thing would be to bring the ingredients together, and I'm using 100 grams of butter. I'm using unsalted butter. If you're using salted butter, there is no need to add extra salt in this recipe, but I'm using unsalted butter and I'm just adding some sugar, some confectioner sugar, also known as icing sugar or powdered sugar. Let me let you in on a secret. If you want to get the best results when you're baking maybe cookies or cake, please use original butter. Use pure butter. I know that yes, you can interchange butter and margarine, but for rich creamy tastes, please just use butter. You know, butter is made from pure milk, so it gives a richer, creamier taste than margarine on the other hand. And I told you all already, I am not using any fancy equipment here. I don't want to hear, I don't have hand mixer, I don't have oven. These cookies, everybody has to make theirs. So I'm just using my hand wicks to mix the butter and the sugar. Please note that the butter was at room temperature. It's not frozen butter. That way it's not too difficult to mix. So I just added some powdered milk because I want this really milky, really creamy and rich. And also I'm going to be adding coconut flavor. Coconut flavor is concentrated already, so you don't want to add too much. Just add a little bit of coconut flavor in there and mix everything together. So I'm going to make a list of the ingredients and everything that I used for this recipe, and I'm going to put that list in the box below. So please always go through the description box to make sure that you have the correct recipe and every other information. So I'm now adding the dry ingredients gradually. I'm using all-purpose flour as the major dry ingredients, and always pass this through a sieve. There are several reasons why you should do this. It's going to help you create air and make the flour, all-purpose flour, lightweight. Also help you get rid of any dirt or anything like that, in case there's anything like that in the mixture. Okay, in the all-purpose flour is going to help you get rid of anything like that. The rising agents I'm using are baking soda and baking powder, just a little bit of both of them. And now I'm adding the coconuts from earlier. I'm going to mix everything gently When you're trying to combine a mixture like this, you can either use a hand mixer or you use a spatula to do this. If you're using a spatula, just do it gently from all around the bowl to the center so that everything will be well combined from every corner of the bowl, okay? Just the way you see me doing this. It's a very soft cookie dough, so you don't want to overwork this. What you're trying to do at this point is just to bring the ingredients together. So now let's get into the cutting process. Remember, we're making these cookies to be really small. They are tiny cookies, mini cookies. So what I'm doing here is just to roll this into a log. But before you do this, make sure that your hands are clean, okay? Since you're going to be working with your hands directly. So you're just going to rub this between your hands to form a long log of cookie dough. The good thing about this particular step is that there are different ways to cut cookies into small pieces, and I'm going to show you at least 3 of such ways, okay? The first one is to roll into a log like this, then rub the little pieces of cookie in between your hands to form round balls. It's very simple and quite fast to do. And I like this style because with this style, very likely you're going to get the same size of cookies. For this second method, you can just cut directly from the entire dough, roll it in between your hands, and that's pretty much it. But this one, you may not get the same size for cookies. Then this other one, you can just put the cookies into a piping bag or a Ziploc bag and cut just the way I'm doing it. This method, I don't even know how I feel about this method, but it's also okay because after cutting it out, you can then use your index finger and your thumb to just, mold it to form a round ball. But these are just different methods I'm showing, so you can decide on which one that you want to use, just be free and do you. But for me, I think I prefer the first method of the log because that way you'll be getting the same size of cookies, and I find it really fast, honestly. So you can just use your hand, roll this into a ball, and that's pretty much it for the cookies. And remember, we're going to be baking our cookies with 2 different methods. I'm going to show you how to bake them with an oven and of course without an oven. For an oven, just pop this into your oven and allow in the oven for about 15 minutes at nothing more than 180 degrees, and keep an eye on them because they are really small, and that means that they can burn really fast. And for this method, you do not need an oven, okay? It's a very simple, straightforward method that works for all kinds of pastries. So what I'm doing here is just to cut out the shape. I'm going to be using a round pan. So because I want the paper to fit into the pan, I'm going to use a round and the cover of the pot or pan to cut out the shape. You can use a baking paper, you can use wrapping paper, the brown wrapping paper. You can even use textbook, the paper from textbook to bake your cookies. Yes, it works very well. So just cut out the shape and size of the pan because you're going to have to fit this into that pan or pot, whichever one that you're using. So as you can see, even though it's not as smooth as I wanted it to be, it doesn't matter now. So even though it's not so smooth, it fits into the frying pan. So I just placed it in there, placed the cookies, the small round balls of cookies in there. And what you're going to do is that you're going to make sure that this is on low heat. The lowest heat that your fire source has, that is what you should make sure that the cookies are on because you don't want them to burn at all. Remember that these cookies are really small, so they burn fast. And I allowed mine to bake for 20 minutes on the lowest heat, and this is what we have. They are perfectly baked, just the way an oven will bake them. So yes, you can bake the cookies using an oven or a pan like this. And this one came from the ones in the oven, and I combined everything together and you can't even tell the difference. The look the same, the taste the same. And believe me when I say these cookies taste so good, you're going to be hooked. So you don't have to miss your childhood coconut cookies when you have this recipe. So I hope you get to try out this recipe. And for me, I always try to make more quantity, like a large quantity that I can store in a jar. Even though this doesn't last for long, sha. My family members, we like enjoyment. They like good thing in this house. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for coming this far. And I hope you do go through my channel. And if you have questions, contributions, or concerns, do drop them for me in the comments section, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.